Ooh, that was a good one.
Hey, Catalyst crew. Welcome to Catalyst Corner episode 18. It's Wednesday, so we have Partially Proficient on here with us, and yeah, let's get into it. How you doing, Paul?
I'm doing fantastic.
Oh, I love that.
Doing great. No, that's bullshit. Barely scraping by.
Yeah.
Always.
I've
always barely scraping by.
I've delved so deep into my depression. I'm happy again.
Yeah, it's like come full circle.
Yeah. Like it's like, I've dug through the earth and I've made it to China.
Yeah, it's kind of, in a way, that's how I feel. Like I've gotten so desperate with the daily struggles that like it just doesn't even bother me anymore. Like I'm immune to it, so I'm like sort of just happy about it again.
You've hit the threshold. Like, what more than can they do at this point? I'm sure there's more.
Yeah,
buckle up.
Yeah, fucking really tempt the fates there, but no, like, I financially struggle every day.
Yeah, it's tough. There, I'd like to see some changes, but again, they don't. The only microphones we have are these, so. Yeah, it's tough. Hopefully everybody's doing okay. But let's get into this. Let's talk a little bit. Let's venture on over. Let's forget about our woes.
Okay.
Let's grab what do we got here?
Say
The Breakaway.
Oh. Breakaway Beer Works.
Interesting.
This is the Yukio.
Okay.
Pretty good. Okay. I enjoy this.
Oh, I see it has the Great Wave on there. I like the artwork. Very nice. Let's give it a taste.
Give it a little touch.
Very refreshing.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, that's a nice summer taste. You know what? The thing about IPAs, touch upon this quick.
Yeah.
The ones that are good don't have that bitter end note.
Yep.
For me. I don't like that bitter end note. I like it to be smooth.
Should be, all the way through.
And that's very tasty.
It's got a nice finish on it, yeah.
Yeah, well done. Well done, Breakaway. Where are they out of? The old Breakaway Brewery.
Who knows? Whatever.
Manchester.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Very local.
Wow.
Well, little,
yeah, he conjured a little Owen Wilson.
Yeah, you're going to hit me with a little Owen. All right.
Well, all right.
Happens.
Let's venture on over to the land.
Oh, the land of our people.
Of the TikTokers.
Yeah.
Talk about some trends.
Okay.
So
hit me with it.
I mean, I am sad to say I know more about Andrew Tate than I thought I would ever know.
I knew that this is where this was going this week. All right.
He's just, what an interesting human being.
It's weird because he's just sort of come up out of nowhere, at least in my own fucking periphery.
Well, same. Like, because I'm not like a big MMA guy or anything. Like, I watch a little bit, but not enough to just be like, because I don't think he was like huge.
My understanding is he calls himself a championship kickboxer, and that is untrue and inflated by his own worth. He pays off to.
Oh, he's just he's like a snake oil salesman.
Yeah, like he might have been a champion of like some really minor league that's unimportant.
Yeah, like in his local town, like he won the youth championship, and
but he wants to conflate it that he's some master.
Right. Like Dana White was giving him the trophy.
Yeah,
and shit.
super masculine man. So that's a part of the image for him.
So I wonder how much of it is real.
Basically, none of it, I'd imagine.
So you think he's just a normie? And he's just built a persona up to try to rake in the old moolah?
Yeah. So snake oil salesman was a great way of putting it.
Right, but I think...
he's a con man.
Sure, for sure. But there's got to be like some element of his truth to what he's pitching, no?
No.
So you think he's a decent guy for the most part?
No.
No, I'm saying outside of like all of this shit. When he goes home and all the cameras turn off and all that bullshit.
Oh, do you think? Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Do you think like
when
it
all
falls
he still
away?
believes that?
Yeah. Does he actually believe the bullshit that he's spouting?
some of it.
Right. Okay. So there is some truth. He does believe in some of that.
I imagine he's probably heavily misogynistic.
Yeah, I would too. It is some of the most insane content. The problem is this, I think. I think men in general, struggle with their place in society now.
Right. Sure.
And there in the 50s and even earlier, there was this very, toxic masculinity. You had to be the provider. You're a man. Hide your feelings.
Right.
Grit and bear it.
It's a weird sort of dynamic that's created, especially nowadays, where you take a lot of guys who are raised on this message of being the sole provider for families.
Right.
And you can't survive on single income households anymore because, well, all sorts of economic bullshit that I won't get into at the moment, but whatever. And that just creates a feeling of self-loathing, loss of self-worth. People feel unworthy. Like they're not, for some reason, there's something wrong with them that they can't achieve that standard that they were told is what they should be.
Right. And again, I think a lot of it is kind of just getting on a path and almost like coasting through it, right? Is that they've outlined what life should look like, and there's just kind of this blind acceptance.
Right.
And with the way that things are going, where, that macho man of the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, like, Schwarzenegger and The Rock are two different. Like, it's the same vein, but they're different.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's a lot of it. I think men feel just kind of lost in where we fit in as a, because you can't be just a sole provider. You can't be a warrior, really.
Right.
It's not the reality of the world anymore.
And there's a huge thing with the men's mental health. There's been 1.5 million studies that show, like, it's everyone in general feels lonelier now than ever before.
Sure.
But you find that even more prevalently in men. And it's a big thing about, like you were saying before, toxic masculinity. Men don't compliment each other. Men don't fucking go out of the way to make sure their friends are emotionally supported through tough times, everything like that, to put the onus on other men and all that.
Right. And I think, for an older generation, I think it was more very stoic, and you just got up and did your job and raised your family and prayed to your God and went to bed.
Right, and that was it.
That was it. You don't need friends. You don't worry about your mental health. You have other shit to do.
Right, you're an automaton.
Right, and I think that's kind of, as we've kind of evolved as a society, clearly that is not a healthy path.
No, yeah, it's showing the breakdown nowadays.
And so now you have someone like Andrew Tate coming in and saying, no, that is how we should be.
Well, he's saying that, and he's trying to give these people a reason for the way they feel. And how easy is it? It's always like these people, they have to otherize someone
blame
else.
Blame everything on everyone else, or a situation, or whatever.
I'm marketing to men, so I'll target the opposite. Women, they're the enemy. They're the reason you're not happy.
Right.
They're the reason you're not successful. Because I'm not marketing to them. I don't care what they think about it. And if I can just make an opponent of something else, then whatever. It's kind of like what I was joking about the other day when we were talking about the conspiracy theory. Sometimes it's fun to externalize the evil. Well, I was talking about reptilians.
Yeah.
No one's hurt with the reptilians, but when you actually otherize other real people, the opposite gender, or, anything else, that's when you're causing actual harm and you're a giant piece of shit like Andrew Tate.
Yeah, it's just incredible to me because he's got a very manic energy.
Yeah.
And it's just, I look at him and I laugh. I'm like, this guy is a clown.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's what he wants to an extent, right?
Well, I mean, is it you start watching him because he's a clown, and then you're like,
Yes.
oh, what he's saying is actually, that's making some sense.
That's exactly it. So he wants to say something ridiculous that
Yeah.
gets his name out.
Sure, and that's pretty typical, right? You use the like shock or buzzwords or whatever to get someone's attention, and then kind of bring him in.
Right. Because now they're looking at him, They might look up another clip or two of the shit he says, trying to look for something funny.
Yeah.
And whatever. He says something that clicks with them. They find
Right. All
something
it
that
takes
they
is
can
one.
attach
Right.
to.
It's just one, and then once he gets you baited, you're in.
Right.
It's just bizarre to me because I've found, he's very big on cars, right? Like, what color is your Bugatti is his fucking thing. And it's just like, I've never really been a car guy.
Mm-hmm.
No, just not my bag.
Right.
And so it just seems like there are a lot of guys out there that think they're into cars.
Right.
But then it's just like, are you? Or is it just because, like,
it's a status symbol, that's all.
I suppose. It's just weird. I don't buy into any of that shit.
No, I don't
What
either.
color is your Bugatti?
Same color as Andrew Tate's hair. All right.
Yeah, they're a strange breed. I'm disappointed that, but he's gotten like they're
How deep
wiping
down
him.
his rabbit hole have you gone?
Not super deep because I find him atrocious.
All right.
But I do know that they have like blanket banned him on having a social media.
I've heard about that. That makes me very, very happy.
Now I also heard that he started like his program, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Was like an MLM or whatever.
Yeah, his little academy
Yeah.
of like being a better man, making money, whatever the hell he's trying to fucking sell.
It reminds me of something that should show up on like Channel 5.
Do you know what they were paying for, by the way?
Who? The people that
The people
joined
who
the
bought
academy?
into it? Yeah.
Yeah, no. I have no idea.
It was a Discord server.
Oh, wow.
Nothing more.
So like well, if anybody wants to join the Catalyst Catalyst Creations Discord server,
Yeah.
you can join for free. You don't have to pay.
Nope. $500
Well,
up front.
You heard it from the man himself.
Yeah, right up front, you're going to have to pay us, though we will reduce your membership fees if you recruit more people.
Right,
down
and
the
then
line.
like you get a percentage of their membership fees or whatever, right? Like just to keep it fair.
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
There's an
we
incentivization
want you
program.
to be able to make your money back.
Right. Like this is entirely, employee owned, right?
Right.
You're your own boss. Be your own CEO.
Yeah,
You're a boss, bitch.
that's right.
Yeah. I hate him.
Yeah, no, it's so shitty.
Yeah, his name is Tate.
Like, I can't
yeah,
even talk-
Andrew Tate. Yep.
Good old Andrew Tate.
Yeah, and he
That
looks
piece
like a
of shit.
testicle. I mean, it's just it's so cartoonish. This is what I say to you, like with my mental health. Like, yeah, I just equate it all to a cartoon. A walking testicle named Taint has entered the picture, talking about how great and masculine men should be.
He's just hiring, like, financial and masculinity advisors to have, like, again, Discord voice channel fucking chats
Like
with
they
these
have
people.
like what? They have like jerk off sessions or whatever.
Yeah. They're charging the crystal. That's an obscure one.
Yeah, it's funny though.
Yeah.
He's an odd duck. I don't know. I imagine he'll probably burn out. I don't think you can maintain that.
Yeah. And
Right?
it's the same sort of shit I just totally hate.
It's like the Island Boys. You remember that shit?
Yeah, they were fucking...
Right. They had like their 15 minutes and
it's
now
just
like
gone.
they're still around, but nobody cares about you.
Yeah, they're relegated to their corner.
Right. And I don't think they're like I can't imagine they've cultivated a huge fan base.
No, not at all.
No.
I'm hoping that he goes by the wayside as well.
Yeah,
falls
he's one of
off.
those. I think he'll be one of those. I just don't think there's a lot of I don't think there's a lot of staying power in that kind of segregation.
I'd like to think there isn't, but I just don't know.
Yeah, I suppose it's very possible.
Yeah,
So,
because it's unfortunately nowadays we're seeing a lot that
well, yeah, I mean,
people buy into that. They buy into ideologies that just
it's just there's a huge
like
thing
to
going on
segregate people out.
on YouTube right now, right?
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. So you're talking the whole Corey Kenshin thing.
Yes, I am.
That was a very interesting video.
You want to give a little summary, and then we'll get into it.
So Corey Kenshin, for those not in the know, is a African American content creator on YouTube. Relatively large creator, has been on the platform for basically forever.
Yeah,
Very
I think
long
like 10
time.
years or something. He's got about
Yeah.
14 million followers, too,
Yeah.
so not a slouch.
No, by no means is he a small channel. And he'll take long breaks and hiatuses, come on back. And he recently put out a video on a game that's like the new hotness that all the content creators are making. Was it Mortuary Assistant or something
Yeah,
like that?
Mortuary Assistant.
Yeah, okay. So he goes, he puts his game footage out, uploads a video, and he gets an age restriction. And, he tries to...
Which I'm going to say right off the bat, it's an adult game.
Sure.
So we'll get into it, but I would imagine like any games that are, horror games where there is violence and stuff like that should probably have an age cap on it. No, we're just going to let kids watch this shit?
So I think you're looking at age restriction the wrong way.
Maybe I don't
I
understand
believe
what it does.
Age restriction is generally supposed to be, and maybe I'm misunderstanding, is like capping it for like adult content. Like this is for adults to watch.
Yeah, I mark it all of my
'Cause
stuff
YouTube-
as explicit.
Has YouTube Kids specifically for
Yeah,
children.
but you can't monetize YouTube Kids.
Right. So
I would imagine that's
he's not trying to put it
so
on
that's-
YouTube Kids.
right, but that's what I don't understand about the algorithm is they have specific content called YouTube Kids
Right.
that you cannot monetize
Right.
that is for children. Then they have YouTube, and then there's like some weird tier in YouTube, like YouTube After Dark or something.
Is there?
No, I don't know if that's what it's fucking
No,
called, but like
no,
if
no.
you get the end, whatever their equivalent of NC-17,
Yeah, then it just requires a sign in.
right, into a Google account and verification of your birthday,
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
Which is with today's kids, like that would take
Sure.
5 minutes to bypass.
Sure, but most aren't.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, good
So
for those
it
children. Being honest.
absolutely kills viewership numbers.
Right, right.
So it will dead stop the growth of a video.
Yeah, that's why all my videos are dead. I mark everything as explicit.
Yeah, I don't know if you should be doing that. I don't know.
just assume it's all explicit. I'm talking about fucking Tom Bombadil coming in trees. Like I can't imagine that's
for
getting
the
a pass.
kids.
They like Lord of the Ring,
Yeah, they do. The Hobbit's a kid's book.
so they age restricted his video.
Yeah, they age restrict his video, which is automated, whatever.
Sure.
He goes to appeal it because everyone else is playing this game, no age restriction.
Yeah, that's kind of a
And some human at YouTube reviews it and goes, no, yours is going to remain restricted. Yeah, so he does a little bit of research. He, piles through the video, says, hey, look, what's different about mine? And his representative tells him, his YouTube rep says, hey, I think maybe it's this part with reference to suicide or, self-harm thoughts. And so he goes, all right, sure. Finds immediately a Markiplier video that contains the same content from the game. Not age restricted. Yeah.
Okay, and obviously Markiplier, probably a bigger following, I would imagine.
Yeah, larger, but it's, again, neither of them are small.
Right. No, I would imagine they run in similar circles, right?
Right. Yeah. So it's already that top 1% of 1% of YouTube.
Right. Right. Okay, so he checked on Markiplier's. His was not flagged, and he's like, "Oh,
Well,
you're saying
what's the difference
right,
here?
right." And so he goes and says, I'm being targeted because I'm black."
So, sort of.
Or either I think he said that, or it was what was the other thing? He said it's either racism or favoritism, right?
Right.
Right.
Racism or favoritism or both.
So I'd like to get into that for a minute.
Okay.
Because I have a very unique perspective on this that I think that none of even the big content creators actually deal with.
Okay.
So I deal with these platforms, and this is not unique to YouTube, in both a creative space with Catalyst
Yeah.
and a quote-unquote professional day job space because I have to deal with that for the company that I work for. And it is very... His notes are very similar to the things that I run into
Sure.
as a creator. Now, the problem is that these algorithms start as an automated system, so it is random, right? And I'm not saying that YouTube
Sure.
doesn't maybe say, okay, Markiplier and Charlie and those guys, maybe they're verified and they don't have to go through the process.
Right. Okay.
Maybe they do that. I'm not saying they do.
Mm-hmm.
But in theory, it's just a random algorithm that's scrubbing and picking
Right.
it up. Now, his argument is he gets hit a lot more, so it's very possible that once you hit a certain threshold of followers, you get verified and moved off of the audit list. I'm just explaining to you
Sure.
how I've come up against this.
Right.
And when it gets to the audit people who I have tried from a professional standpoint, from a creative standpoint, to try to get at these people on multiple platforms, every single company has them locked behind a vault. You can't talk to any of them.
Sure.
Ever.
Right.
So I think they're just, like, they're not tapped into pop culture. They just go, oh, yeah, there's some self-harm in this ban. Without looking at anyone else. Like, they don't give a shit what Markiplier's doing. This is the ticket that
But
entered
they're
it.
the same people who had to approve that.
Yeah, but are they? What do you mean had to approve it? They're not approving anything. They upload the video. The algorithm scrubs. It gets the okay, and then you move on.
So,
when it gets reviewed by the human, a ticket gets onto their desk, and they go, "Does this violate any of the policies? Self-harm, flag, taken down."
So here's the difference.
It's a shitty system.
But hold on. Here's what you're missing.
All right, hit me.
The same clip from the game sequence played in both, and that's what was age restricted.
Right, but
Why picked in one, not the other?
that's where you have to That's the problem with how opaque these algorithms are, because if it was truly random and it just grabbed him, it's not going to just jump to other people to see if they're doing that. It's just a QA thing. It's just scouring these videos trying to grab shit.
But it's scouring every video trying to grab that.
Yeah, but is it? I don't know, because they are so tight-lipped with how their algorithms work. That's the thing, is like when I released the Amber Heard Megapint thing, right? Remember that? That doesn't violate anything. It's just a goofy video making fun of the whole situation, and we made a sticker of the Megapint.
Yep.
Right? I got that flagged for bullying. So what I think is happening with Corey's situation is that there are shitty people that are probably racist. So I will bring it back to racism that are reporting his video, trying to get it taken down, cluing the algorithm in. Then the algorithm runs because it has a report. So, because they're not, look, no, the amount of content that's uploaded every day.
I believe the creators are able to see if it was generated by a report.
They would be able to see if someone reported it, like anonymously, though?
So. I believe you can say your video is reported and reviewed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe he is flagged. I just find that so hard to believe.
It comes across... Well, it's unfortunate, but there is like a deeply innate level of racism in our society today.
Yeah, it's insane. It's such a stupid... Like, it's incredible to me that is still such a prevalent issue.
And it's something people would like to ignore, but like, yeah, a lot of times companies will say, what is the best, most presentable advertiser-friendly face that we can put forward? And they say, oh, a white face. And that's what they want to put forward. They push down creators who don't match that appearance.
Well, that's bullshit. And I think if that's really what's happening, then...
Yeah, I'd like to believe not, but...
They deserve the PR shitstorm that they're about to get.
Oh, it's been raging.
I'm curious to see how this plays out. I think the only solution is to either A, be more transparent in how your algorithm works, which none of them want to do because they're proprietary softwares.
Put your cards on the table, YouTube.
Or open the vault and let us have access to the reviewers, and stop making it this fucking process that we have to go through 30 people to talk to the people that are, once it is flagged, saying, no, go fuck yourself.
Right.
Now, the smart play would have just been to double down and just age restrict Markiplier right off the bat. That's all you have to do. That's how you keep playing the game.
Right.
But they didn't.
What they did, yes.
Yeah. They un-age restricted it.
Yes.
And then, what, like a couple days later, did the blanket?
Well, what he did is, when they un-age restricted his based off of Markiplier's, he said, okay, that's a little strange, and that, furthers my belief that this might have been racially motivated, that you are going to use Mark to verify my innocence?
So, if that's how it was done, that's fucked. But now, if you presented me with that, all I can go on is other creators that have the same shit. And you're like, yeah, here's a carbon copy of it, just with a different host. How else are you going to verify it, right? That's all I'm saying about that. But I'm saying if they went and used Markiplier to fucking to say whether it was right or not, and like he's the fucking gold standard, like why? So I'm with you on that. Right. All I'm saying is if that ended up on my desk, right?
Right.
How else am I going to verify it? I just got to go to other content creators that have it up.
Well, what they should do then is they should give a clear, distinct reason.
Yeah, but this is how it always is.
Right.
When I got the bullying ban, I reached out and I said, how? Can someone please outline what I'm doing that's bullying? There are a million videos talking, and I didn't even take a pot shot at Amber Heard in the video.
Right.
I'm just like, he called the thing a mega pint. That's a funny way to describe a glass of wine.
Yep.
And it was just a goofy video.
Right.
It got 10,000, and again, we're babies. We don't have fucking views like these guys.
Not at all.
But it got 10 or 15,000 views or something.
Right.
Which is big for us because we're tiny. And I said to them, like, hey, can you outline, like, where this is bullying?
Yeah.
They just told me to go fuck myself.
Well, that's the problem. Because if you're going to refute those sorts of accusations, sorry.
Which I will. If I'm in the right, like, I'm going to say to you, like, look, if you're uncomfortable because it's wine, fine. But it's not bullying.
Right. But in this case, when they're getting a serious allegation leveled against them,
you need to come and open
by
the windows.
A major creator.
Right.
You don't have that luxury. Put your cards down. Prove that that's not the case, or that's going to be the perception. Especially when they get this response from him, and they kind of give the, okay, go fuck yourself answer, and age restrict both his and Mark's now.
I'd be interested to see, like, who these people are on the review side of it. Because I imagine they're probably, like, just underpaid, like, I can't imagine there's anybody, like, high up doing that sort of review. I think it's probably, like, entry-level job sort of thing, where here's the policies, and,
there's likely a management or a mid-tier
sure, like
management team
very
with
IT ticket system sort of thing.
Sure.
And it's probably, I'd like to think that it's just, they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? They're coming to work every day like, yeah, it violates the policy, done. I'd like to think that's how it is. I'm not saying him being targeted isn't either racism or favoritism. I think the app review board is just like, look, this is the policy they outlined. You're in violation of it. Done. I'd like to think that's how it is.
Right. And relate it back to potential favoritism. He's shown a trend of he'll make these comebacks. He'll start being a number one creator for a day or two. And every time he comes up on that level, he gets hit with something similar.
Right. And I saw that in his video. He kind of addressed that. Now, I'm curious to see if it's because he takes such long breaks. If that's one of the reasons why they try to stifle him. It could very well just be racism. As simple as that. But if it's just YouTube being the autonomous corporation, he doesn't make as much money because he takes breaks. So he's not churning the content. They don't give a fuck about... Look, you can call it favoritism, but they don't give a fuck about any of these creators. As if they stop making content, all right, see you later.
Yeah.
Bring on the next sacrifice.
And I understand that. But, like, you take this guy.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he take breaks?
I'm not faulting him for breaking.
Well, I'm saying if he was being promoted as he should,
right.
he comes up, he's, trending, people
right, his
are
videos
watching
start
him.
hitting, he's starting to grow and grow and grow and grow.
He'd probably continue putting out videos day over day.
I'd
But
be
then
interested to
he
see
gets
the
hit.
analytics of like how many minority creators are kind of in that 1%.
Yeah, that would be very interesting.
That would probably
to
be a
check
good
out.
play. Like, I think if YouTube wants to do any sort of damage control, if they're not in the wrong,
Right.
you don't have to tell us how the algorithm works, but I would drop that number if I were you.
I think that we should get both.
I think we should too, but I'm living in reality.
Yeah, well,
At the very least, you better show me how many minority creators are in the top 1% of YouTubers, though. And if that number is significantly lower than white creators, I don't even need to see the algorithm, motherfucker.
it's both. Come on. You know.
I know it is.
Yeah,
It's a shame.
pretty dark.
Yeah, it's
This is why I have to fucking patrol the internet. So
Yeah,
it's Dark
like-
Knight and Protector.
yeah. So like Andrew Tate's is like your Joker, I guess.
Yeah, like my much more famous than myself joke.
Yeah.
Like
It's
much more
like a Victor
influential.
Zaz, I think, actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's
just
not
a
even
psycho.
like Joker level. He's just Zaz. You know, he's like putting the scars for every woman he kills and shit.
Oh no. What's the fucking woman who runs YouTube?
What the hell is her name? I don't know.
I don't like
It's not my main platform, so I don't.
the only one I can see her as is Clayface. I don't know why. Just feels
Yeah, she's
right.
a little clay. Yeah, I guess YouTube. Well, YouTube that's a perfect analogy for YouTube, right? Because it can be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just a Clayface.
Yeah, I think so. Andrew Tate's your Victor Zaz. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm just trying to expand
I'm
my
like, yeah,
rogues
what
gallery.
am I? I'm your Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah. You're like what faces the people that
Yeah,
like,
like
can-
if shit gets too real, I flash the fucking light. I'm like, we need you, Batman. I need you.
I'll hop on the forums and really try to reel some kids back in.
Yeah, yeah. There's a couple of kids that are saying that women aren't people.
Give me their Discord server.
Swear to me.
Oh, just going nuts.
Yeah, it's awful. It's
I don't
everything
know.
is such a cesspool right now. It's terrible.
It is. It's shitty.
It is.
I don't
It's
know.
very hard.
Creates a weird environment, man.
How's your creativity right now?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to brag, but I've posted absolutely nothing in
Wow, you're
weeks.
really getting it done.
Yeah, I'm absolutely mired in zero productivity.
So now there's a difference between do you have ideas?
Yeah.
Okay, so your creativity is fine. It's just your willpower to see them through.
Yeah, I wake up in the morning
Yeah.
and I'll have like this fantastic idea, some terrain piece I can build, paint, showcase on the channel.
Yeah.
Really like get people going and inspired, or I'll want to put together some nice little set piece with everything that I've created and a few things I need to paint up and really put something together for people.
Yeah.
And then I get up and I start my daily tasks. I
You
clean.
turn on your Andrew Tate and
Yeah, I
Yeah.
turn on my Andrew Tate on
Yeah.
the TV,
Right,
and
right.
I sit there and I realize how little time I have
Yeah, it's
before I have
incredible.
to go to work,
Yep.
come back,
Yep.
try to have some recreational period.
Being a part-time creator is incredibly challenging.
Yeah,
I have 10 videos that I want to shoot that I think are very funny
yeah,
with zero energy. I'm so tired.
right.
I'm still cranking stuff out on the store, and we're doing the podcast. And
Right.
I'll fire a video off generally related to the podcast, but like the funny videos, that I was doing, like the
Dead.
I just don't have the energy to do that. I have 3 or 4 scripts that are near finished. That if I could just bring myself to set up the green screen and start record, but I'm so tired.
Do you know how ridiculous it's gotten for me?
How bad has it gotten?
I have the desk where I do all my painting, building, all of that.
Yeah, you need a space.
Yeah, it's my one little corner. And if there is anything on it,
Yeah.
there can be like one napkin. There's like a used paper plate. I look at it, I'm like, I don't have time to pick this up
I don't have
and
room
create
to work.
something.
I don't have room to work. I can't work around this napkin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna clean the whole place and then
So
paint. No.
I understand that intrinsically, which is why when people first come into the studio,
Yeah.
generally the first thing they say is, "Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here." And it's like, yes, I don't have to move to access any of it. I can design the stickers.
Mm-hmm.
I have it connected to the cutter out there. And then all I have to do is go get them after they're cut. And the photo thing is right here. Because otherwise I won't do it if I got to move around too much.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'm just a fat, lazy piece of shit.
Creating things is just hard, man.
It is hard.
It's mentally taxing. You know, you put your stuff out there for the world, and I'm not saying that either of us have had like a negative reaction, but it takes a while before people really start to jive with what you're putting out. And
Oh, for sure. And I think a lot of it is that, well, that's why everyone doesn't do it. Because,
Right.
like, even the people that are decent at it, like, can be doing it for 1, 2, 3, 4 years before anything
really
truly
yeah,
start. Like, if you
kicks off.
if you look at what we've done with Catalyst at this point,
Mhm.
right? The people that have gotten involved like it a lot.
Yep.
It's just very hard to get people to look at it. But once they look at it, they're like, "Oh yeah, cool, I'm vibing with
Yeah,
you guys."
it's boosting that signal, getting it out
right,
there.
right. So that's really the challenge. Like
Right.
we've already like gotten around the hump of, well, is the stuff that we're doing good or not?
Oh, for sure.
Right.
It's good.
Yeah, people seem to genuinely like what we're putting out. It's just the challenge becomes, how do we get it to a wider audience? And a lot of it is time or money. Like, you can just throw money at it.
Right, and you know, not to really spoil anything that might be on the horizon, but you know, we're looking at maybe collaborating with some other interesting groups and personalities, and
Yeah, I've been too stoic.
exposing you to some other creators that I think are really cool and interesting.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see, you know, our sort of our brand of humor and talking points vibing with other people.
Yeah, I would
Crashing
like to see how we
full
mesh.
crashing full speed into a wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these
They're just
other
like, yeah, you know, hey, you like Marvel? I'm like, well, what about dicks though?
What about the MCU?
Yeah.
Not to step on Jim's toes.
Oh my God. More of an Andrew Tate line.
Do you think Jim's just big on Andrew Tate right now?
No, I think Jim would fucking hate Andrew Tate. Hate him.
Oh, we have to. All
I don't
three
know
of
that
us
that
sit
like
down
I would
sometime.
love to like see who his people are.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you remember that Channel 5 episode where they did the pickup show or whatever?
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, yeah.
vividly.
Bro, I cannot.
That's his people.
I can't believe that they're real.
Yeah, that's people. They exist
I know,
in the
it's
world.
insane.
Well, again, you take guys who are sad, who are lonely. They are probably socially awkward.
Yeah.
Maybe they went throughout high school without establishing a strong friend group or a mixed gender friend group. And now they're just trying to play catch up on social interaction with women.
Right, right.
And
It's like,
this
hey,
guy
I've
says-
kind of gotten myself on solid enough ground. Like, I have a decent enough job. I've been able to survive.
Right.
You know, I'm ready to rejoin.
And this guy says, "Oh, I'll teach you everything you need to know."
Right. Like, I have the most makeout sessions ever.
Yeah, I have the most makeup. Or he's like, "What color's your Bugatti?"
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you don't have one yet? Well, stick with me and we'll get you one. if you're a creative, how do you deal with the block?
Yeah, the
You know?
burnout,
Yeah, I think it's more for me. It's a lot more just I'm tired. Like if I wasn't tired, I'd be ready to go. Let's film some shit. Like let's make some because I have. It's not like the ideas aren't there.
Sure, if only there were just more hours in the day.
Or
you know?
yeah, we were bigger and we had more, a bigger crew and that whole sort of,
Right.
So, there's always something, right? I'd like to know though. Let me know how you guys keep the creative juices flowing.
Yeah, how do you do it?
Because I'm gonna steal that.
Yeah, we're just absolutely going to plagiarize whatever
Yeah,
you give us.
I'm gonna Andrew Tate my way into that and then just start an MLM.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
So speaking of, just the absolute peak of creativity.
Yeah, what do you got for me?
I think that we should just do another BuzzFeed quiz.
I totally agree.
Yeah, because they're always
Yeah,
so important.
It's important to me because again, I finally answered the age-old question of which Disney princess I am. Moana, for those who haven't listened.
Yeah. Myself, I'm an Elsa.
Yeah, you
Really.
are. You are an Elsa.
Yeah, the more that I really stewed on it, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I
that
like to
is
think
me.
You went about your week, right? And you do like some quirky shit, and you'd be like, "Oh, Elsa."
Yeah. I'm such an Elsa.
Yeah. Oh, that's such an Elsa thing to do. What do we got?
Yeah.
Let's
All right.
see
Let's
here.
look at the
Yeah,
trending
let's
page
do,
of this.
yeah, we'll do
this
trending. We'll
goddamn
go
garbage.
latest. I can't believe this is it's incredible.
This probably gets
right
a
here.
ton of
I got
traffic.
you. I got you right now. Let me read the title.
Give it to me.
You ready?
Yeah.
Me personally,
I already hate it.
I'm a fairy.
All right.
But what supernatural being are you?
I would love to know.
Yeah, I've asked myself pretty consistently.
All right. Give me a second to pull it up here on my end.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh. Okay.
All right, let's. I'll read you the questions and we'll
Hit me with question
we'll
one.
fill our answers in and get these results here. All right, I'm gonna need you to pick one of these clouds.
Oh.
This is related to your supernatural entity status.
Yeah, it's deeply involved by which
everyone knows. Listen, anyone who's anyone knows that
You got-
which type of clouds you like are
4
directly
flashcards.
correlated to which supernatural entity you are. Pick a flower.
Yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah, just the same thing, but just 4 different flowers.
Yeah. Listen, this was developed in a lab, okay?
Scientific.
Yeah, don't shit on this science.
The fucking
I'm
method
gonna need
is
you to
there.
pick a summer picture.
Okay. Yeah, clearly.
Okay. Now I'm gonna need you to pick an autumn.
Yeah, I
picture.
see the pattern.
Yeah.
It's here.
And I'm gonna need you to pick a winter picture.
Jesus Christ.
And just to cap it out, a spring picture.
Yeah, of course. Well, okay, we weren't going to do a spring picture after everything. Now, I want you to sit down. Okay, before we continue.
Yeah, sure.
A human being made this.
Yeah, for sure. It's like their
All right,
job.
and I'm not trying to shame this person. But I'd like them to feel a little bad.
You were just talking about how difficult a creative block is. Yet you're ready to kill the poor person that has to glue like shit 10 of these out a week.
I know. It's
They're out there living in L.A. where like the fucking smoothies are $17.
what do they call it? Cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, I guess
Just
so.
a little like.
Yeah, like almost immediately.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
Hey
human.
guys, I'm struggling with creative block. Fuck this person.
Oh, they're putting up.
They're
Okay,
look,
the
it's-
answer isn't just to put out this. This isn't
I'm
the
not
answer.
saying it's right. I'm just saying,
This is not
Listen,
the answer.
can you
I
listen,
picked the
take
goddamn
a step back,
spring.
and I need you to pick one of these aesthetics, please.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it's
Thank
easy.
you.
That's a
All right.
simple choice.
Okay,
Really.
okay. And I'm also going to need you to pick some glitter.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's.
And some fashion, real quick.
Well, one of these is less fashion and more just some breasts.
Yeah, I think it's the clothes on the breasts that they're asking you to look at.
Yeah, but that's not as noticeable.
Interesting. Are you hungry? I'm hungry.
I see. All right. Yeah.
There's no real instruction on that, though.
No, yeah, like it's just like 4 pictures of food. Well, 3 pictures of food and 1 picture of a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Well, that's not even gonna make you less hungry.
What?
The wine.
Yeah, but it'll make the feelings go away.
All right. Sure. Why not?
And we've made it. Can you just pick an animal for me real quick?
Yeah, of course.
All right. All right. So the computer, we're going to get this into the quantum machine real quick. Because
Yeah.
it requires that much computing
Oh,
power.
of course it
yes,
does.
it does. All right. What'd you get?
Oh, I'm a werewolf.
Oh. I'm actually a vampire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just natural enemies. The opposites.
Yeah. I don't know if I would
Creatures
say...
of the night.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say we're enemies, but there is some...
I've seen Underworld one time. So
I've seen
I'd like
it.
to consider myself
seen
an
it,
expert.
I've seen it a lot. Let's talk about vampires.
That's not great cinema.
Yeah, let's lean into that. You know, we'll do a little bit on vampires, and then we'll
Yeah, there's a creatures of the night, really.
let's talk about this for a minute. We'll talk about werewolves, vampires, things like that.
Okay, sure, why not? It's a good segue, I guess.
Up until like the late '80s, vampires were absolutely horror.
They were a horror genre, yeah.
And then Interview with the Vampire came out, and everything
Yeah, and now
changed.
it's like everyone's like, "Oh, you're supposed to be fucking them."
Yeah, you're supposed to be fucking them. They're misunderstood. They have emotions. It's
Yeah, like they were people.
Right. It's like, oh yeah, okay, so like the tiger can feel, but it'll still rip your fucking face off. Like,
Yeah, right. Like it's still a
like,
tiger.
yeah, I
dude.
know, right?
Like, yeah, I know.
Oh my god, I like vampires. I like vampires I think, you know,
I can see where it
come
came
on. There's
from,
like
though.
sexuality in
Right,
it.
it's
and,
a very
you know, you
there's
get to live
definitely
forever.
the intimacy of like all the act, and you
Sure.
know, I can get where people
And I
come
mean,
from.
you know, the clever thing about it is that it just co-ops myths, right? Like every culture has those sort of myths of the undead.
Right, you know, corpses bloat, the fucking skin
Right,
retracts. It's like, oh, it's a vampire.
Right, and
or
you're like,
whatever.
well, it's actually because this is a thing.
Yeah,
and then
well,
people
we
are
got
like, oh yeah,
science
shit,
now.
that makes sense. Listen, John died the other day. Put a fucking stake through his head,
just in case.
just in case. It's not going to hurt him.
I was gonna say, yeah. What are you gonna do? Hurt him? No.
Fucking ridiculous. That's how the talk went. They were just like, yo, you heard about these vampires? Yeah, they've been talking. It's been like...
I heard about that, yeah.
I was in town the other day. Like the crier was talking about them or whatever. Like they cause like pestilence. They drink blood and shit. Yeah, we lost John to the plague. Oh, we got to fucking put a stake through his head. Oh,
Yeah.
is that what you do? I don't know. Seems like it would.
What? No, it's not gonna hurt anything.
Yeah.
Well, just pop one through.
I like to think that's literally how shit goes, right? Like all these superstitions and shit, they're just like, yeah, he's probably an undead creature. How do we stop him?
It's just that's just great. He's probably an undead creature. It's just the extent to how it went back in
Yeah,
the day.
I'd like to think. Well, it had to start somewhere. They're just like, oh yeah, he's probably just an. Oh, fucking no.
We haven't moved far past that.
No, not really. No, the fucking algorithm is beating down.
No,
creators.
yeah, you watch any any of these fucking reality TV shows. I'm trying to think of the network that like History Channel. What a goddamn joke of a name. Or no, not History, Discovery. Discovery Channel is filled with ghost shows.
Oh, ghost shows are the best.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
There'll be like a book falls off a shelf and like that was an undead
Yeah, but
entity.
I love it. I love like the Sasquatch shit too. Like they're just in the woods, but they throw a night vision on there, and they're like, "What was that?"
Yeah.
It was a Sasquatch. And then you get like the intense music and cut to commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll get the intense music. Someone will usually yell or fall.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then it
yeah.
cuts to
It'll
commercial.
be the hook. Yeah, it's the hook. What was that? It's coming. And then like there'll be like rustlings through the leaves, and it's just like it's Ted. Ted
Yeah,
was just walking over.
one of their guys
He's
coming.
like, hey, what's up, guys? I thought I heard something. Stupid. I fucking hate it.
the worst.
Dude, I was watching, I want to say it's on Netflix, Unexplained.
That sounds fantastic
With
already.
William Shatner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it gets better and better. Dude's in his 90s. Right?
Quite old, yeah.
He looks fantastic.
Good for him.
He walks out on... This is what his role in this fucking play consists of. It's like 10 episodes. They cover different, unexplained phenomena.
Okay.
He walks out at the start of every episode,
Right.
not trying to look like a man in his 90s. He
Right.
clearly can't walk anymore.
Oh, no.
No. He's 90 years old. His fucking spine is probably fused together at this point.
Oh, no.
So he does a weird, kind of shuffle.
He, like, slithers in.
Yeah, and he's got, like, a big belly, right? So they
Yeah.
kind of cover that with, like, a big leather jacket. And he's dressed all in black. So he
Okay.
says his first line standing up, and then he's seated for the rest of the show.
Good.
Yeah, you got to. And his role is they bring out these cryptozoologists who, I guess, do this as a job.
That's a real career. Yeah.
Right, like you can just go to school for
Cryptozoology.
Yeah, I expert in Mothman.
Yeah, I study things that are not real.
Yeah. I can understand getting like a degree in like folklore or something, right? Like that to
Sure,
me I could
sure.
understand. Like you're trying to understand cultures and it relates to tribalism and all that sort of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But being like, no, the chupacabra, that's what I study that.
Yeah.
Oh, like from a cultural
I'm
standpoint?
like a Wendigo expert.
No, I hunt them.
Yeah.
What do you hunt them? Yes. Like if someone pays you to do that. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So what'll happen is they bring on these experts, right?
Yeah.
And they'll say shit like this. The chupacabra was eating the chickens. We don't know if it was a chupacabra. It could have been a mutated coyote.
Yeah,
but
it
who's
is
to
coyote
say?
with mange.
Right. But who's to say? Right? And then what'll happen? Now this is what Billy Shatner's role is. He comes on, and whatever the last line that the expert says, right? Well, the DNA was showing that it was a hybrid coyote wolf. It's like, okay, so a big coyote fucked a small wolf. Sure, they're both dogs.
Yep, that'll happen.
Yep, that's fine. So they'll be like, that's not a typical hybrid you would see. So that begs the question that there are probably other hybrids out there. So that's what the crypto will say, right? The expert.
Yep.
And then Billy comes on and he goes, other hybrids?
He just asks it as a question.
He says whatever they say last as a question. It'll be the most ridiculous fucking shit ever. They'll be like, and the Mothman could be here to warn us. Could the Mothman be here to warn us?
Could he be?
And it's just like, right. That's what the guy just said. You're just saying that as a question.
Yeah, he's adding a question mark and moving on.
What do you do? What is your purpose here?
He's lending the name William Shatner to the production.
It was fantastic.
That's all he needs to do.
Is he lending his name to the production? I'm gonna start fucking doing that to people.
I like to imagine that gets you really fucking far.
Oh, that'll make you president of the United States, dude.
Yeah.
No, just ask. Just say
repeat
whatever the last person said as a question.
Yeah, people love you.
Will people love you?
Yeah. Makes them feel like you're engaging them in the conversation and listening.
Right, and that you're giving them some level of expertise or something.
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic.
So stupid, dude.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So I think we'll put this one to bed.
Yeah, that was.
We did a bit of an internet scrubbing today.
Yeah, a little roller coaster from Andrew Tate to
William Shatner
and werewolves, all of it.
Yeah, Andrew Tate's. He's the scrotum monster.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well.
All right. So, you want to let us know what's going on?
Well, as I said previously, at the moment, a bit of a dead streak, but hopefully I'll be picking it back up again soon. You can find me at Partially Proficient. I'm on TikTok and, maybe someday YouTube, Facebook, all the other social medias that there are.
All right, Paul. Thanks for coming on. So, you know where we're at. We got the website is catalystcrafting.com. The Etsy store, Catalyst Creations NH. Getting deep into the 500s on the orders on that. So thank you guys for that. That helps. It helps. We're on all the social platforms. If you go on the main website, you can access all of those. We did just release Jim F0123 Art's Webtoons comic. So if you want to check that out, it's under his name. Title is Eva. And yeah, we always got things cooking in the fire. Let me know what you guys think. Are you pro Taint? Do you know about the unexplained? All right, crew. Catch you on the next one.